Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Better, and in this channel we talk about all things physical and mental health. In this video today we're going to be talking about the 6 key differences between worry and anxiety. So if you're ready, let's get right into it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful. So worry is something that we all have. It's that nagging feeling that you get sometimes if you're going to have a test, or if you're perhaps are in a new job. You're just a little bit worried about that particular situation. But anxiety is a whole lot more than that we're going to find out today as we dive into this. Now, I do have a little note that I've made here for myself that I will be consulting from time to time. So, what is the first difference? The first difference is intensity. So, worry is not that intense. It tends to be mild. It's just a situation that you can worry about a particular thing, and perhaps after that thing goes away, you are able to feel better about it and stop worrying about that particular situation. However, anxiety disorder is a group of symptoms that you have, and they are clinically diagnosed. So it has this intense feeling that does not go away no matter what you do. So number 2 is the duration. Like I stated before, worry is temporary and lasts for just a short time, and you are able to, especially once that particular situation that you're worrying about passes, it goes away. However, anxiety lasts for a long time. It lasts for hours, weeks, months, and sometimes for years if there is no treatment that you receive for it. So the duration is quite a long time for anxiety, not so much as for worry. Now, the third difference is the focus. Worry is specific to a particular situation. Perhaps there's an upcoming test that you need to take, and you're worried about how you're going to do in that test, if you will do well or not. So that's just that nagging feeling that it's uncomfortable. You're not sure about how that situation is going to turn out. However, anxiety is generalized. So somebody is worried about different things, different times. Perhaps you're worried about that test, and then from there you worry about passing that class in general, and then you're worried about perhaps failing out of school, and oh my goodness, am I going to be able to graduate, get a job, and be a contributing member of the society? So you can see how worry can spiral into anxiety. So that's why we say that the third difference is focus. The worry is focused on one particular thing, while anxiety is generalized and can become excessive. Now, let's talk about the fourth difference, which are the symptoms. So the symptoms of worry might just make you feel a little bit distracted. It doesn't usually cause many physical changes. You just feel a little annoyed, has that nagging feeling, a little bit distracted about what's going on, which doesn't really affect your overall way of life. However, anxiety can quickly get into a lot of symptoms. So some of the physical symptoms that you can see with anxiety may include perhaps sweating or shaking, maybe shortness of breath. Some people may even have what we call anxiety attack, where you feel like you are having a heart attack, but eventually it just turns out that you're feeling anxious. I've actually had some patients who end up in the emergency room thinking that they're having a heart attack, but they eventually find out that they're just anxious, perhaps having an anxiety attack. So you can see how the physical symptoms can be more intense with anxiety disorder than with worry. The fifth difference between worry and anxiety disorder is impact on daily life. So, like I stated before, with worry, you have that uncomfortable nagging feeling, perhaps about a test, but eventually after the test, perhaps that feeling goes away. And you can see that there is no impact on your life really, because of that particular worry. You are still able to go about your daily activities, perform your everyday duties. It doesn't really affect you too much in any way. However, with anxiety disorder, it can cripple someone, prevent them from enjoying things that they usually enjoy, prevent them from going out with friends, maybe going to a party. It might make it hard to focus on anything at all. And they're not able to participate in what they used to do before in their daily activity. So you can see how anxiety disorder can be crippling, really, with the impact on our daily life if for somebody who has anxiety disorder. Now, the sixth difference is how these things are resolved. So with worry, you don't really need to do much about it. A lot of times they resolve on their own. If that situation passes, perhaps that test that you worry about, you take the test, you do well on it, and you're no longer worried. Or that new job that you're starting, have the courage to go on the first day. You start the job, you get situated, and you're no longer worried about it. However, with anxiety disorder, because of the symptoms, the intense symptoms, and the way that it causes, oftentimes you do need medical help. So somebody who has anxiety disorder have to be diagnosed by a mental health professional or a medical provider, and they are either provided psychotherapy or provided medication to help them manage or resolve that anxious feeling that they have. So you can see how with worry, you can easily get out of it, but with anxiety, you really do need some medical help to be able to have it resolved. So to recap, you can see the six differences that we have talked about today on the differences between worry and anxiety disorder. If you need to go back to the beginning of the tape to kind of understand a little bit more, please feel free to do so. I do hope that you have learned a lot from this video today. In conclusion, if you do feel anxious, perhaps, please do not hesitate to seek help. Okay? You can talk with your primary care provider. You can talk with your mental health provider. You can talk with a counselor. Seek help to be able to find ways to combat the feeling of anxiety. So I'm hopeful that this has been helpful to you today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. I also encourage you to comment on how you have been able to cope with anxious feeling. If you felt anxious before or worried before, what are the steps that you have taken to combat this anxious feelings? I would like to hear from you and how you have been able to deal with these feelings. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and see you in the next video. Thank you and take care.